Great Nigerians and wonderful viewers and listeners of Living Radio and Living Television, you're welcome to another edition of today's program, Nigeria Today. Nigeria Today is a program designed by the Living Television and Living Radio 90.9. This is where we bring you the current affairs and the happenstances in our country. In today's Nigeria Today, we'll be looking at power supply in Abia State, in Nigeria, not possibly Nigeria, Aba and its environ. We are going to take it from the time of National Electric Power Authority, NEPA, from NEPA to Power Holding Company Limited, and that is PHCN, and then from Enugu Electricity Distribution Company, EEDC, and today, Aba Power Supply. We're going to look at how has we fared since then and what has been happening to us. What is the major reason for most of these moribund companies and industries in Enyimba City today? Is it as a result of power failure and so on? Today in the house, I have wonderful analysts who are going to look at this topic. Aside that, as time permits, we're also going to look at security, police checkpoints, and extortion in Abia State, considering the nature of the economy as we speak today. And I have wonderful analysts in the house today who are going to do justice to these topics. From my far left, I have Comrade Nnamdi Elekwachi. Comrade Nnamdi Elekwachi is a historian, not just a historian, he is also a public affairs analyst and political affairs analyst. He's also a tele-evangelist. Comrade is a man who loves dealing with dates and numbers. Comrade, you're welcome to the program.
Thank you for having me, Mr. Moderator. It's nice to be here always. A good day, Abians, and our listener out there.
All right, thank you. That's him. After him, following him is another person, a human rights activist, a philosopher, a lawyer, and a religion expert. Why do I call him a religious expert? There are a few sons of pastors who are involved in our program. He is a son of a pastor. I am not talking about any other person, but St. Moses Ogbonna. St. Moses Ogbonna is a practicing lawyer, a logician, that is a philosopher par excellence, and also the CEO of Living Television and Living Radio. He's a human rights activist above all. St. Moses, you're welcome to the program.
Thank you very much. You just said I am a son of pastor.
A son of the
son of God. I'm the living saint. The immediate younger brother
of Jesus Christ. Exactly. Exactly. So our wonderful viewers, you've had it all, this is not from the horse's mouth, from the right person's mouth. And then St. Living Saint, St. Moses Ogbonna, the other saints were very much in a haste.
They left in
a hurry, and he is the only living saint as we speak. All right, these are men who will be looking into this. And then I will want to start today talking about power supply from National Electric Power Authority, NEPA, to PHCN, Power Holding Company of Nigeria, and then EEDC. Before the final one we're going to look at before we go over to the next item is the Aba power supply. Let me start with you, Sir Moses.
Yes.
How have we fared with this?
You see, in this country, it baffles me. We have never moved up. Each time we rise, we tend to fall. When we started from NEPA, they called it
never expect power always.
We moved to NEP PLC.
Yes.
They said it is
power holding. They were holding the power. They were not giving it.
No, we have not arrived there.
Okay.
NEP PLC. That is, never expect power. Please, light candle. We arrived there.
Okay.
Then we entered into power holding. They held the power. We never even got it. From there, we moved to EEDC. In fact, we sang the lamentation song on AEDC. Now we are in Aba.
Power supply.
And Power Limited, APR.
Okay, Pierre.
When Barton was given the right to give power supply to Aba, we're very happy. In fact, we jubilated. But our misgiving started when he inherited both the asset of EEDC and their liabilities, including their staffs, engineers, workers, those who held us to hostage in
Spellbound. Yes.
in NEP, Power Holdings, EEDC. And in fact, they are worse now. My brother, I do not understand where we are going to. I do not understand that we will have Power Holdings in Aba. Somebody went on air to say Aba people are having power for 24 hours. That our good governor, precious governor election, has given us power for 24 hours. When we do not have power in weeks, in months, the moment they have power, boom, the next thing you will see is bill. The areas they say they have, what do you call it,
prepaid meters.
You know, here, as we are staying here, they gave us
three-phase prepaid meter.
For 4 months. Have we gotten light?
No.
We haven't had it. We want to use this opportunity to call on Pat Nanch to come back to Aba and find out what the people he is putting in Aba are doing. Otherwise, Aba people may be forced to ask, not a revolution, I'm not saying revolution, but we will ask them politely to remove their power. Let us remain the way we are.
Okay, comrade, talking about the chairman, managing director of Aba Power, Prof. Barton Naji, who is the initiator of this APL. Now, how do you think we have fared all this while? And remember, most of our cronies, our brothers and sisters outside here will always call to tell you, you guys enjoy, congratulations, since you came in, you now have 24 hours light. How have we fared?
Okay, let me begin by saying it here that Aba Power Limited is a subsidiary of Geometric Power, owned by Barton Naji. I want to say that it's quite lamentable, the situation of power before now. And what am I saying? I'm saying it because, like Saint did say, all the transitions we've had, transitioning from NEPA to Power Holdings Company of Nigeria Limited, PSCN Limited, then to EEDC, and then up until the time when the National Court of Industry ruled that Aba Power Limited be allowed to control what was known or what was called the Aba fenced area, comprising 9 out of the 17 local government councils in Abia State. The problem we had with NEPA and the rest, even when they talked about privatization, was that the privatization policy itself was perpetrated by government to favor cronies of the political class. And when they acquired, just like you mentioned, when they acquired or when they absorbed or started owning some of these assets, the truth remains that most of the facilities we are still using, even overhead cables, were installed in the 1960s and 1970s. Instead of evacuation or instead of actually overhauling, they continued. Yes, they continued. And now, listen, see what happened. From the investigation we came up with, some people who invested in power sector had no business being there. Because their persons were in government, they were invited through cronies, proxies, and then fronts. They came and acquired these assets. They took loans from banks. Some of them are owing banks. Today, as we speak, banks trying to do what? To recoup or fall back on that. AMCON had to intervene. It just happened this year. It tells you that there was a corruption already embedded in the privatization scheme and then the management of the whole thing. Then that's magic came. There are areas he's been successful. There are also areas he's actually witnessed setback. In my part of Aba, we now have light in an uninterruptible way, unlike we've had before.
247.
No, you may have up to 18 hours, 16 hours daily.
You know about here?
Yes, I'm coming. But I will tell you something. You see, it was because metering, we were metered. Now the onus is on them. If any of the facilities like a transformer or like overhead cable or anything gets vandalized, they come in a twinkle of an eye to fix such things.
Because you are metered.
Yes, because if they don't meter, if the meter doesn't read, they are losing. Then in places like Federal in Abahia, Federal, and I'm using this meeting to talk to Baton Naji. Federal, where you say they are using 33 kV. Federal down to Waterside, people are suffering. Each account holder is paying 40,000 naira monthly. Exorbitant rate for non-consumption, not consuming light. And now, as I speak to you now, most residents there, about 60% of them, that is me being conservative, had been disconnected because of this same issue now, as I speak to you. Now, if you bring it down to what I call customer relations, Aba Power Limited has yet to impress me. There was a recent charge they carried out, unbeknownst to consumers. We went to pay bill. In fact, when they installed the meters by January of this year, they said we had claimed bill of health. And that we didn't. I said, is there any area or are there any areas that are standing that this meter number should pay? They said, no problem. They installed the meter. Then, just this month, I went to pay. I bought a unit of 5,000 naira. What did they do? They took everything and gave me 0 units. When I asked them why, they said it was my last bill. What's the meaning of last bill? That the intervening period when the installation was to happen, I was on consumption. But they didn't tell me this. And they didn't also tell others this. So I think there's information gap. You understand? This is in fact, to me, it's a monumental failure.
All right.
Because you have to tell your customers, educate them. You have their phone numbers embedded in the meter and everything you know. So why not educate them? Why not tell them? So I think there are areas, and I think Baton that you should hear this, where we have a problem. You can't tell people to pay 40,000 naira. And again, let me tell you this, there is discriminatory system they are operating in terms of charging. Do you know, I'm saying this is my personal opinion. In most cases, the meter or the metering is being done free of charge. In some other cases, consumers are expected to pay, and then it will be deducted through their meter, you understand, or through charges. Those people who paid are paying something naira per kilowatt. Some of us who had me free installation pay about 105 naira or thereabout. Right. So to me, there are gray areas that ought to be looked into. If I must have light, then Saint must have light, you too must have light. Everybody must be on the same pedestal.
All right. So Moses, looking at what has happened, I know you are also, I wouldn't want to call you a victim, but I also want to believe you are also a customer of the Aba Power Supply. You know, how have you fared within this period of what they call this estimated bill, and now that you have a 3-phase meter in this living television?
You see, the problem I have is that in Nigeria or in Abia, when it comes to power electricity supply, the suppliers think that the citizens that whom the light is being supplied to are their victims. People they just need to do anything to don't have anything to say. You imagine you going to neighbor office and the person who is employed to receive you, who says he is in the customer care.
Yes.
So I can go there and sit down.
See me by one side. You know, the way
they see you as somebody who has come as a slave to appear before them. It's not true. Abba Powers Limited.
Supply Limited.
It's a private
company.
Very, very private company. Who should see me as their customer? Who should see me as the person who provides for them to survive?
The reason
and
why
not
they're in business.
The NEPA of government. You remember what happens in post office then?
Yes.
Not even like the old
PNT. PNT, that's it.
PNT. When you go to PNT, the people at PNT are the lords.
Post and telegraph.
You who comes there comes as their servant. That's still what happens at Abba
Power Limited.
Power Limited. The girls that are there and the boys that are there, do you imagine somebody who might come to tell that our light is not, it's all that, please, I'm making phone, I'm making call. Please sit down when I finish my call. I told him, do you know whom they are talking to? You see, if Martin Nanji wants to survive in Aba, and they do not want Aba people to revolt and begin to say what we are receiving is not true, he should come down, invite their general managers, and let them have a kind of
town hall.
Meetings.
Town hall meeting.
Town hall meetings with them. Please call us too. Let us know what you have come to give to us, so that we shall know what to expect. At Emelogu, we bought our transformer. We bought transformer.
Yeah.
Given to us by this our late brother, who was in Federal House.
OC Prestige.
OC Prestige.
Of blessed memory.
Of blessed memory. We were crying. We needed transformer. It was OC Prestige that gave us this transformer. It was installed and was inherited by Abba
Power Limited.
Do you know that it is we that repairs it each time it develops any fault? I want to tell you, for the past 4 months, we have not had light there. Last week, they brought light and said they are going to ration it. Each street or each zone, a day. There are Acha, one zone. Esiolo, one zone. Another one zone. They gave light one day to Acha and brought bill 40,000.
Yeah, 40,000.
One day, after 4 months, transformer is ours. We paid the money they asked us to pay for the repairs. One day, 40,000. Acha people threw to NEPA. We are still calling them NEPA, unfortunately.
Even when they became
Nanji has not told us what to call them. The acronym that we will give to them that will be easier for the ordinary citizens to.
Because there is no difference in practice. So
No,
that's why we say
between NEP, Power Holdings,
EDC and ABAPA.
no difference. Please, if Martin Nanji is listening to us and he wants to survive in Aba, come, call your men, hold a town hall meeting with the citizens, the users,
the consumers, the end users,
so that we will know what you are doing. Me, I have solar. It is only solar that makes me survive here. For more than 6 months, we have not had light here. The day they brought light, when they on it, even without the fuse, the power will come on. We say no.
It's a result of their mistake.
Their mistake. They say it is when there is power outage. There is power outage. They charge 3,000. The light was not there. They said just recharge. Let us know what the problem
Let us use it
is.
to rectify the light.
When the light came on, the light went off the same day. What happened?
3,000 naira ago.
3,000 has gone.
We charge 5,000 again.
Immediately when the light came on, the light went off.
Just
what
again.
happened? They said
5,000
This is a scam. We don't want to say about power
Supply
limited is a scam. But the way they are working, it appears to be a scam.
Okay. Now, looking at it, comrade, let us look at. Thank God you are an experienced prepaid meter user.
Yeah.
And then in some other areas they are not. There is a statement you made here. You know the way this. I want to refer to this as extortion, because in my area I've gone severally for this prepaid meter. They said they keep on giving us a month or 2 months later they'll bring it, and it's like it's only where they are metered. That is where they now where the supply better, and then it's not as if these meters are not there. So what do we say? Just like what St. Moses mentioned here, within a day, 5,000
naira had been
consumed in 2 days without using the light. And so what do we refer this?
You know the words. I have asked them to give me the number of the man who is their head. They gave me one number of a man at Osisioma. I've been calling him. He's so big. He has refused to answer his call.
Even the customer care, the level of arrogance and...
Let me begin by commiserating, or let me begin by saying, St. Mose, I sympathize with you, to be honest, because nobody wants to be shortchanged, especially in utility consumption or in consumption of services like that of power, upon which the economy is dependent. That we are talking here is because power had been made available, whether through the expected source or alternative source.
Yeah.
You understand? But I have this to say. You see, there are a lot of challenges, and I say gray areas in the Power Limited. And I said here before that people, I didn't know he was among. I said people from the federal housing estate down to Florida are paying 40,000 naira one account, and that's after epileptic supply that hardly stays.
You pay for darkness.
Now, yes, now you pay. You are paying for consumption of darkness. Now there is also another problem. Do you know that all the time they've been here, we've been hearing about Power Limited, they had only been able to meter for what do they call it again? There is something they call this particular thing now. Just remind me. They've been able to meter only 4. And out of the 4, you have the World Bank, feeders, the World Bank, the township feeder, then any feeder.
Where they have no teller.
Yes, and all that. But unfortunately, they've not been able to touch areas like Obohe, where you have urban sprawl. People are living in settlements that may not even be in line with the plan of the city. But now look at it, see the irony. The irony is that while they project themselves because of what they are doing in areas like Ehiro, but then what they are doing in other places, like I said before, I did mention the area. I said it's lamentable and it's unacceptable. And that their customer relations, they lack what we call it's not the communication, effective communication. I shared my own experience that they told me that the last bill they were deducting from source or from my pay was because I had not paid the last consumption before the installation of the meter. Now I'm trying to also use this medium to tell Barton Maji to please do the needful to ensure that virtually all the consumers in Aba are metered. It's unfortunate that during the federal mass metering project, Aba was not captured there. I do not know whether it was because it is an independent power plant. You understand? But also, we have to also make this emphasis. People should not limit this little success we are witnessing. For example, someone like me, I'm enjoying power supply. People should not limit it to one government. It didn't start from one government. It started before now. You understand?
But I don't care which government.
Yes, yes.
What we need is
power supply.
Power
supply in your area and in the entire Aba. Because it's not only in Aba here. We are still talking about Aba. I'm saying we have 9 local government councils. And we're talking about Aba. We are talking about 9 councils. So can we guarantee, can we establish here strongly that power supply is stable, guaranteed, available, efficient, and steady in all the entire 9 councils Aba Power Limited inherited, to include even Opa East, Opa West, Obiamangwa, Osisomangwa, North. So can we guarantee that this? So, and I'm urging them to do it because they've been telling us something about turbine this, turbine that, whatever it is. You understand? That is delaying the whole thing, causing some people, or maybe a tiny percentage, to have light against others should not be happening. Because look at Aba population is more in Obohin.
Okay.
So when you don't supply power in Obohin, it means you have shortchanged nearly half the population of the.
All right. Before we take a leave, like I told us, it is only time that is going to determine how far we're going to go today. But that means we're coming back tomorrow. But before we go, St. Moses, I would really want you to, what do we expect from Pat Energy and the workers of this Aba Power Supply Limited?
We expect from him, he is the man who stops at his level. He surveys the benefits, the profits, and pays the loss. He should come down, set up what we may call a body that will go about and supervise what his men are doing. A kind of town hall thing, so that there will be a feedback. The feelings of the people should be told to him, so that he should not rely solely upon the people he has employed. The old NEPA, the old NEP, the old EEDC, the old
and now APL.
He should not rely on them. They have mastered their tricks. They have mastered how they pull down NEPA, that we never had the power supply in Nigeria, to get accurate information from the people, so that there will be efficiency in performance.
All right, comrade, before we leave, now talking about this extortion and so on, what is happening right here in Aba and with this Aba Power Supply. And also, I remember a few months ago, this station covered a protest from a group in Aba here that have been metered, and that is Ehi Road. And it is all the same complaint and so on. So what do you think is the right thing for them? Do we assume that this is just pure extortion, like a private business, or have they come to serve the nation?
There is no other word for estimated billing if not extortion. It's criminal, yes. In most cases, you see that consumers are off-grid. So what are you selling to them? Where is that thing reflecting?
Yes.
They are not even in the national grid. This one we hear that the national grid had collapsed. Some persons are not in the national, they are off-grid, but they are enjoying life. So how is it happening? I want to say this, you see, I want to urge Pat Energy to do the needful, to speed up the process of metering virtually, in fact, not virtually, metering every consumer in the entire 9 councils he inherited. You understand? Then number 1. Then number 2, effective communication. I did share my experience here that I paid money, it disappeared, and I was told that there was an outstanding area I was supposed to pay. I had an issue. I was not told that. So what we need now is customer service relations, customer relations service improvements, improving that area, and then again, make it more democratic. Make sure that there is no exclusion. Inclusive policy, that everybody is metered. And then Also, make sure that communication is given to them how much per unit kilowatt of hour they are to consume with their money. And if they are buying 5,000, 10,000, what are they expected to actually, what should they hope for? Not this 1 cent is paying 3,000 naira. It will disappear. 5,000 naira, it will disappear. Thank you.
All right, our wonderful listeners and great viewers, we are coming to the end of today's program. Remember, I told us tomorrow we're coming back again and we'll be looking at security, police checkpoints, and also the alleged extortions. I would say alleged because I think by tomorrow we'll have 1 or 2 persons who will share the experience with us here in the studio. Having said that, from my far left today, I have Comrade Nnamdi Lekwachi. Comrade, we are pleased to have you here.
I'm happy to be here as always. Thank you for having me. Goodbye, listeners and viewers.
And I have St. Moses Ogbonna, the legal luminary. St. Moses, you're welcome.
Thank you very much. Welcome.
And our viewers, this is your anchorman, Chinedum Godson Adiele. Get ahead with us, and tomorrow we'll be back again to look at some other heart-touching views. And I'm sure very soon you will open our phone lines for you to make your contributions. For now, from us is bye.